Sometimes I believe that the one thing about you that people love is the same thing about you that they'll end up hating. I feel like we spend so much time in our life trying to disguise ourselves and put on this mask and put on this front, and all just to satisfy people. And it's crazy because at the end of the day, people just want to try to perfect every little detail about your life. From the way you smile to the way your skin looks to the way you wear your hair to the way you talk to your weight, everything that you could think of, right? So you start to tweak one little thing, then you tweak another, and then you tweak another, and you just come to the realization that, people are just never really satisfied. People are never satisfied. So it's like, why am I spending all my time trying to look perfect or good for you, knowing that, you're never going to be satisfied? I'm really like a very spiritual person, and, most people could tell. You could look at me and tell, like, I'm into crystals. I'm into quoting, like, very powerful things on my social media platforms. You can hear in the music that I listen to. Just, I just like deep things. I just like to be deep. But sometimes when people first meet me, like, that first impression is not always really true to me. Like, I definitely conceal parts of myself, especially the parts of myself that deal with pain. And, the thing about us is that we're like one dimension. We're not one dimensional. We're multi-dimensional beings, But I think that people always expect you to just be one dimensional. And when you start to show different sides of different ways, people think that you switching things up or being fake. But that's not the truth, We all got so many different sides to us. And it's kind of hard to, like, view somebody only as, like, one way. It doesn't make sense. Sometimes I'll meet guys specifically, and, they'll be really into me on some, like, I really like your swag. I really like your style and all these things, And then as soon as, like, they get comfortable, they think they have me, suddenly I could see the wheels in their heads turning, and them trying to, like, perfect little things about me or change little things about me, and I'm just like, what's so funny? You want me to change all these things, and if I do, you're not going to like me anymore. Because you're going to create what you think. You got this image in your head about what I should be or what, people should be. We all have, like, this kind of, like, image, and, a lot of it is based on society. Like, I don't know, how we should look, how we should act, how we should talk, what roles a woman should play, and what roles a man should play. And you think that that's what you want somebody to be. And as soon as they become that person or what you expect them to be, you don't want them no more. The irony. I just find that so interesting. To all my makeup lovers, do not judge me because I am not a makeup artist. This is how I do my makeup. And it works for me. Like, I just want it to look as simple as possible. I like a smooth, kind of like natural look. So, yeah, don't judge me. I am not offering up any tips to anybody. But if you like what you see, hit me up and let me know. And I will let you know about the products and things that I've been using. But yeah, back to what I was saying. I just want to be me, yo. I just want to live in a world where I could feel like I could be me. And what's crazy? Like, a lot of the times people meet me, they always say things like, you come across as very confident, very grounded, like very, like, strong-willed and, whatever. And I just find it so funny because when I think about myself and, how I'm portrayed to the world, like deep down inside, I'm like literally the most shy person that you will ever meet. Like, like I hate introductions. Oh my God. Like I hate going places where like I gotta meet mad new people. And it's like, it's weird because like I do like meeting people, but sometimes I'm just like, I don't. Like, I don't. Because it takes a lot of effort. Like, you think you're just rolling up on somebody and just saying hi, but you never know who you're dealing with. You never know people's intentions and whatever. Like, I don't need to know everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've always said to people, like, I'm not necessarily friendly, but I'm super nice, Like, I'm not the type of person to, like, roll up on somebody and be like, hey, what's up? Where you from? And yada, yada, yada. Like, you won't ever catch me really doing that. But, when people come up to me, I kind of like, I kind of let them in, and try to get a feel of who I'm talking to, who I'm dealing with. But I'm not the type of person, I'm not an initiator, I don't initiate conversation. I'm too shy for that. But, it's so funny because I worked as a bartender, which, besides learning about spirits and things like that, it's also allowed me to be even more, to feel more confident, I should say. Because, you have to deal with people. You have to talk to people. You have to make conversation. You kind of have to play therapist. You got all these roles that you got to play. So it kind of makes you step outside your own comfort zone, which in the long run is good, because like now I just feel a lot more confident when dealing with people. Because before I was just like painfully shy. I was like actually ridiculous. I don't even know. But yeah, nowadays I find myself being more comfortable with dealing with people. But I also feel like in general, like I don't need to know everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm cool with my little circle. I'm cool with just being myself, But I'm also down with like meeting people and being able to collab and stuff like that. But I think in essence, I want to learn how to be able to just be me and not put up like this, I don't know, like I guess a front. Because I feel like, when we first meet people, like we don't always show ourselves, which I guess in a sense is fine because everybody don't need to know who you are because everybody ain't for you. But I realized that specifically when it comes to like relationships, like I need to be more upfront with myself, especially like on an emotional level, like for pretty much a big portion of my life. I've always concealed how I felt like emotionally. And it's crazy because I'm deeply an emotional person. But people take one look at me and don't believe that. I was having a conversation with my friend. I was like, it sucks that people think that like I'm just like this, I don't know, this like real tough person. And, like I've had guys say all type of stuff to me thinking that like they could just say whatever and I could just take it. Knowing damn well if I was to give them a dose of their medicine back and hit them, really where it hurts. Because I definitely know how to. Because I'm really good at pegging people and like really seeing you for who you are. But I don't want to also be that person to just like wait till, moments of anger to like tell somebody about themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I try to refrain from doing that. But I feel that like, I don't know, not that people see me as a punching bag, but definitely, there's this thing where they people think that I'm tougher than what, I really am emotionally. And like I harbor thoughts, like I hold on to it because I don't know how to like fully express myself without being like, too upset or getting too deep into my feelings. But I'm learning that, what, sometimes you gotta like set up boundaries because I'm learning through self-love that, telling people that, yo, you're doing too much or that's not okay or that's not cool is an example of self-love because you're setting up the boundaries so that people don't feel like they could say whatever and hurt your feelings. Because at the end of the day, when it comes to emotions, or your emotions specifically, you're the only one that's gonna feel it. They're not gonna feel that. So it's like, instead of me just like keeping things to myself and then going home and just being like really upset that I didn't say nothing, or I'm upset that like, I feel the way I feel. Nah, I'm gonna let you know. But yeah, I don't know. But, you know, I feel like life is basically like living and learning. And, you know, I feel like the people that, you know, take the time to sit down and like really figure out what can you do to like advance yourself, you know, it's such a vulnerable thing because, you know, you got to change. And change, you know, change is necessary, but change is also like very hard because especially for somebody like me that's like, I'm so used to just, once I'm comfortable with something, like I usually stick to it for a long time. It takes a lot to get me out of my comfort zone, like honest to God. But I feel like I'm in a phase of my life where that's no longer an option, you know, like I'm getting older and I'm also not the type of person to like try to put like a time frame, but I think that the older you get, the more your mindset begins to change, yo, because definitely the way I used to think at 20 versus how I think in my 30s is big difference. And I mean, as it should be, because like if you ain't growing or you ain't, you know, your thought process ain't changing, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, all this rambling that I'm doing, I really feel it's important that we stay true to who we are. No matter how uncomfortable it might be, no matter how afraid you might feel to be yourself. A lot of us ain't staying true to who we are because we're so concerned about what other people might think. And that's whack because the truth is the further you move away from who you are, the more lost you end up feeling. And like I said, we got to live inside ourselves, yo. Whenever emotions arise and things like that, nobody feels it but us. So hopefully that thought alone is encouragement enough to make you want to stay true to who you are. But anyways, that's my time. And I really hope that y'all enjoyed my little ramble. And thank you so much for listening. Y'all take care.